अच्छा जी, अब ज़रा तवज्जो चाहिए आपकी मुझे. नाउ वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट इम्तियाज़ स्टोर. इम्तियाज़ स्टोर ले लेते हैं, ठीक है. इम्तियाज़ स्टोर वी ऑल फैमिलियर अबाउट इट. When we talk about the comparative advantage of Imtiaz store, comparative advantage of low cost. ठीक है, ऐसा ही है. अच्छा, key success factors. We start with the key success factors. So first is the limited product line. Yes, they have a limited product line. सही है, limited variety. See, limited variety.
Sir, but they offer variety of.
Sir,
variety of services भी देते हैं तो variety of products.
अच्छा, there's an understanding that Imtiaz store gives a huge variety. It is not real. Why? Because you seek the limited variety. Actually, when you require the imported product, you always look for a great variety. When you go with the local products, you don't look for the variety. You don't seek variety. For example, if you go to the Nahidi store, you have a different kind of variety. Why? Because they have the more imported stuff. Okay? So that is why we call it limited variety. हाँ जी, हाँ नहीं देखें. When we talk about the chocolate, let's talk about the chocolate. ठीक है. Chocolate, for example, Imtiaz store has 20 different variety of chocolate. Okay, and Nahid store has 30 variety of chocolates. Get a point? So this is what I'm talking about. So they have the different comparative strategy, that is the differentiation, that includes variety, but Imtiaz do not include. Imtiaz has a great number of a limited variety, great number of product in a huge stock, in a huge stack. They have the limited variety.
लिमिटेड स्टॉक है वो बहुत ज़्यादा है.
Exactly.
सर
लिमिटेड का ऑपोजिट तो इनफाइनाइट होगा, तो इनफाइनाइट वैरायटीज नहीं.
मैंने ये बताया था कि देखें, वी नेवर टॉक अबाउट इनफाइनाइट इज़ नथिंग. ठीक है, दैट इज़ व्हाट यू हैव लर्नड इन इकोनॉमिक्स, दैट वी नीड टू मैनेज द रिसोर्सेज बिकॉज रिसोर्सेज आर नॉट इनफाइनाइट. ठीक है, ओके. So we say in the differentiation strategy we have the large variety of a product. Simple. Large variety of product. Obviously not every product in the world, but a large variety compared to the low cost strategy. Getting my point? Is it clear?
Sir, wide range of varieties also included in that or not? Like wide range of varieties, the grocery store is giving.
I'm telling you, wide variety is not subjective. It is objective. I'm telling you, it is objective. For someone, it is wide variety, but actually it is not. For example, if someone has never purchased any imported product or not even interested, so it is wide for him. But someone who is interested in the imported or other variety, so he goes this way. हैं बेटा, लेकिन what I am trying to say, try to understand that you see, what you see is limited, actually limited. You see so many, but it is limited. Try to understand. You are correct that there is a large variety, but still they are not very large. I am talking about the very large. When there is a very large variety, then you say it is a differentiation comparative advantage following by the superstore. ठीक है.
बट कॉम्पिटिटिव एडवांटेज के अंदर नाहिद लो कॉस्ट पे तो नहीं आ रहा है, तो लो कॉस्ट की हम बात कर रहे हैं.
हाँ, Nahid, when we talk about the Nahid is a differentiation. Nahid has a differentiation strategy. Right now we are not talking about Nahid, we are talking about Imtiaz store. We are talking about Imtiaz store. So Imtiaz has the comparative advantage of low cost. Get it? Everyone has understood this idea?
Yes, sir.
Should we move on?
Yes.
Okay. Now we talk about the another key success factor, that is the lean and the productive employees. So you see, you might have witnessed at Imtiaz, there are few counters always working, one or the other reason. So what is that? That is lean toward lean and productive. You might have seen a long queue at the meat shop. Sometime you might have seen. Have you seen a long queue at pharmacy? This is the example of the more productive employees and lean management.
सर उनके बहुत सारे काउंटर्स क्लोज भी होते हैं तो वो बेस नहीं हुआ वहाँ पे लिखा है लो बेस
हाँ, very good question, very good question. You see, they are not good at operation management actually. They are not good at operation management. When they are good at operation management, then only they can figure out this point. Right now they are trying to manage by themselves without any data. If the proper data would be taken, so you won't find the bad service. This is the point of a bad service. Actually they should have the limited service. That is over here. Limited service. Where it is? Yes, limited service. Over here you see limited service, but they are giving the bad service. Why? Because the customer is waiting in a long queue, very long queue. Okay? And because of that there is some kind of chaos over there. Okay? So you see, now we move to the productive employees. Productive employees. And lean means less inventory. Less inventory. They have the less inventory in terms of, I already mentioned, they have limited variety. When they have the limited variety, automatically they have less inventory. Automatically they have less inventory. When you require the 30 products in your warehouse, and when you require 20 products in your warehouse, so obviously the 31 would have more inventory than the 21. Got it? Is it clear? For example, I just gave you an example, I am keeping 10 boxes of each. 10 boxes of? So which one will have the higher number? This one? Simple. So obviously they have the less inventory. Okay. मतलब ये कि you see over here,
20 chocolates
when they have the less variety, so they have the less, they have to keep the less number of boxes with them. For example, for 20 variety they require 10 boxes, for 30 they require 10 boxes. So in total they should have 300, and in total they should have this. Got it? So that is why we say less inventory. Okay, the other one is the efficiency. High aircraft utilization. High aircraft utilization. So how we can compensate this? This one? Less inventory. देखें, inventory is basically, hold your cash. Why we keep inventory? The question is, we keep the inventory to give a better service. Okay? Inventory requires a lot of investment. For example, you have invested millions of rupees in inventory which is in the warehouse. So we try to keep the inventory low, and we try to engage the companies that they make the product available so that we do not need to keep the inventory. Or we make the big supermart like the Gulshan one, so that they don't have to keep the inventory in the warehouse. So whatever they have at the outlet, and you have a very good impression, इतना stock है इसके पास, तो बहुत ज़बरदस्त store है. He has so much stock, he has so much variety. Actually, he has less variety and huge stock, huge pile of stock. So you see, the impression is good, and he has no warehouse. So that's how you reduce the cost of inventory. The other one is the high aircraft utilization. So high outlet utilization. High outlet. What does that mean? It means, you see, in a very little space they manage. They manage it in a very little space. If you go to the Imtiaz Hyderabad, it has a very small space. And you go to Nazabad one, it has a small space. So they have multiple floors. They have multiple floors. They have the stacking. They have different stacking floors of stacking they have. So you see outlet realization.
सर मेट्रो काफ़ी वाइड है, काफ़ी स्पेशियस है मेट्रो अगर देखा जाए कंपेयर किया जाए इम्तियाज से.
Exactly. So because Metro has different strategy. Metro has so now you can make the key success factors of macro with the comparative advantage of differentiation. So you see there are multiple. For Nahid, you can make differentiation. They have a differentiation strategy. Okay, let's move at standard fleet of Boeing 737 aircraft. So they have
रिक्वायरमेंट है उतनी रखते हैं.
Exactly.
ओवर स्टॉकिंग नहीं करते.
हाँ, limited display. You may say limited display over here. Because they have the limited display. They don't have the so much display. They have the limited display, and they are managing. And how they manage? There is a science behind it. Do you know? The stock which is very frequent, which is in high demand, it is at the odd space. Do you know? It is over there. The stock which is easily which is not fast moving, it is there, so that they increase their sales and they manage their stacking as well. So that's how they limited display and limited shelving के through they earned limited shelving. Yes. Last is the reliability schedules, opening and closing time. Imtiaz has a good reliability in opening and closing time. Their opening in Ramadan, their opening is at 8 o'clock. Okay, in the usual days, I guess 10 o'clock. I see 10 o'clock. And they are reliable over there. Opening is scheduled. Reliability, it's a reliability. Limited display, limited shelving की बात कर रहे हैं. That we are keeping the limited shelf for everything. ठीक है, लिमिटेड शेल्फिंग होती है. मतलब आप देखते हैं कि दे हैव कैटेगराइजेशन होती है ना, कि यहाँ बिस्किट है, यहाँ दैट इज़ ऑल्सो दी गुड यूजेज ऑफ दी शेल्फिंग. तो लिमिटेड उसको आप कर रहे हैं जी.
मुझे तो ये समझ में आ रही है जो स्टैंडर्ड कोड आपने लिखा है, यहाँ पे लिखा हुआ है इन्वेंटरी रिक्वायर्ड, तो वो इतनी इन्वेंटरी रखते हैं जितनी उसको रिक्वायर्ड.
बिल्कुल ऐसे बिल्कुल.
अगर उनका शेल्फ खाली हो जाए तो उन्होंने ऑटोमेटेड सिस्टम लगाया होता है उसके थ्रू वो रिफंड.
बिल्कुल ऐसे होता
और
है.
वो ओवर रिफंड करते हैं.
हाँ.
जिसकी वजह से वो
कॉस्ट बढ़े. बिल्कुल ऐसे ही. लिमिटेड स्टॉक, मैंने आपको बताया ना, लिमिटेड वैरायटी.
यूटिलाइजेशन होगी तो जब इन्वेंटरी कम होगी तो उसको आप वॉच ओवर भी सही से.
बिल्कुल सही. ऐसे ही ओपनिंग स्केड्यूल हो गया और आपने इधर कर लिया. कौन सा? रिलायबिलिटी इज़ द ओपनिंग इज स्केड्यूल्ड. ठीक है, इट इज़ रिलायबल. मेडिसिन्स जो है ना वो फेक नहीं होती. मेडिसिन भी रिलायबल हैं, और जो प्रोडक्ट है मीट प्रोडक्ट है, ठीक है, रिलायबल है. प्रोडक्ट रिलायबल है. अगर हम देखें तो प्रोडक्ट रिलायबिलिटी है. प्रोडक्ट रिलायबिलिटी जनरल सब आया है उसमें. एंड नाउ वी टॉक अबाउट दी लॉजिस्टिक्स. तो लॉजिस्टिक मैनेजमेंट में how they manage through the manufacturer. They give the order to the manufacturer and they transport goods to their outlets. That's how they manage the logistics with low cost or zero cost. समझ लो. लो कॉस्ट कर लेते हैं. लो कॉस्ट, ठीक है, लो कॉस्ट. इसके अंदर हम वी टॉक्ड अबाउट के द इम्पोर्टेड गुड्स, बिकॉज इम्तियाज़ हैज़ डिफरेंट वैरायटी. दे हैव द इम्पोर्टेड गुड्स एज वेल, दे हैव द लोकल गुड्स. सो इन द इम्पोर्टेड गुड्स दे नीड टू ट्रांसपोर्ट. सही है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल देयर ब्रांड इज़ पूनम. तो पूनम ब्रांड्स प्रोडक्ट हैज़ टू मूव from their warehouse to the yes generic it can call generic as well or private label. ठीक है जी. So that's these are we make. These are the key success. Write it down. Yes. Absolute.
That is what it is, sir.
हाँ, हो सकती है.
मतलब हम याद करके आते 4-5 से कोई एक ही नहीं।
कर सकते हैं आप, करना चाहते हैं कर सकते, मुझे एतराज़ नहीं. ओके जी, कुछ पूछ रही, बना लिया. दिस इज़ वन ऑफ दी बेटर स्टैंडर्ड. ये बेटर स्टैंडर्ड. तो अगर आप इफ़ यू वांट टू इम्प्रूव दिस देन यू कैन गो दिस वे. अदरवाइज अगर आप एक्चुअली मुझसे पूछेंगे तो hire for attitude and train, ये this is the only fit in. Hire for attitude and then train. That looks possible to me. ठीक है. So you see in the 3 I found only 1. ठीक है. So it is not necessary that you write all of them. Whatever is going on, you think whatever is practically going on in Imtiaz store or in any kebabjis in any other company, so you have to write that. ठीक है. Got it? आगे चलें. Should we move on?
Let's take a break.
नहीं, we have more time for that. अच्छा, I am about to introduce a topic which I will be starting after a break. That is the outsourcing. ठीक है. आउटसोर्सिंग लिख लेंगे, राइट इट डाउन. हाँ, चलो ये पढ़ा दें. आउटसोर्सिंग. अच्छा, आउटसोर्सिंग इज़ अ वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग कॉन्सेप्ट. As I already mentioned, many companies, many multinational local companies going to outsource and has already outsourced and going to outsource. They are basically analyzing that should they outsource or not.
Cost efficient or not?
Like in our university, the solar panel maintenance, in a sense, it is outsourced. Okay, they are not maintaining, they are not cleaning services specifically, they are outsourced. ठीक है. Outsource. Okay, so the companies are going, for example, you have been to any mall like Ocean Mall, Lucky Mall. So the cleaning services specifically, you see the janitorial services, they are outsourced. ठीक है. Plus the contractual employees, it's also the example of outsourcing. So when we talk about the human resource outsourcing, we talk about the contractual employees. When we talk about the function outsourcing, we talk about the janitorial services, the cleaning services.
Sir, wages होते हैं.
Wages. हाँ, contractual, that is the basically contractual employee is the outsourcing of human resource. When you when you outsource the recruitment, basically you hire the contractor and on his payroll you get the employees whenever you require. ठीक है. So you don't have to recruit yourself. You don't require a department for that. You don't have to be worried about it. It's a contractual person problem. So that's how the companies are managing, and they do not compensate the way they are compensating their own employees. Very, very important point. ठीक है. They are not giving the medical, the other services. Why? In fact, they do not even give the certificate, experience certificate. They never give. Never accept, because if they give the experience certificate can be challenged that the why company has not paid to that particular employee, because the employee payment is coming from the contractor. It is not coming from the company. So it's a very technical problem. So you can never get the experience certificate from the company. For example, if I work for the PSO and I am a contractual employee, so I never get a certificate working there. Never get. Informally, I can get it written, or people know that I am part of PSO. I have been over there for so long. With my experience, I can share a lot because I work there. But they will never give a certificate because they never accept in books that he's our employee. Got it? So inshallah we'll be discussing. Let's take a break.